Hey guys, welcome to another interesting edition of Bounce Masterclass. Today we are talking personal finance and with special focus on savings. Now, what I have before me is a piggy bank. Before, this is how we used to save money. So when I get a gift from my mother or my mother's friends, I put it here. And when my father gives me some money to buy something and he asks me to keep the change, I come and keep it here. So I'm saving for, I'm saving for a lunch. You know, that special lunch with my friends. So, and then I get another one and then I put it here. And then the lunch is still like 2 weeks away. And then I get more from my brother's friends and I put it here. And then I get another one from my mother during Sunday offertory. And I'm unable to give everything away to God. And I come back to the house and I put the change in my piggy bank and my money is growing. And then one day my sister decides to be generous too, gives me money for sweet, and instead of buying the sweet, I put it here. And I'm waiting for the launch date to come. But 3 days before the launch, something happens. My sister is crying so badly, and my mother said I should lend him some money, and I go to my piggy bank, unable to say no to my mom. I go back to my piggy bank, I break it, and then I give my money to my mother. And that's it. Very sad, but there's nothing I can do. That was how it all started. But these days, if I want to save money on a piggy bank, I would not keep it in a physical box. I will pick a mobile phone. And what do? I go to the Play Store, the Google Play Store, Android, iOS, and then I download the piggy bank. Here, right here, is where I save all my money. I simply log in and I can save however I want to save. And I'm unable to withdraw it or I get penalized. And that's what we are going to be focusing on today on this edition of Bounce Masterclass. How savings has gone very digital. And I have with me in the studio the head of marketing and co-founder of Piggybank.ng, the guys who have built the first Nigerian savings app. I have with me Joshua Chibueze. Thank you, Josh, for joining us today. So we have a piggy bank on mobile phones now, and of course it's also accessible on desktop. I'm aware. Yeah. So tell us, how did you guys even come about trying to get the physical piggy bank and digitalizing it?
Okay, so it was a very simple idea that came out from someone actually saving in a box. So in 2015, precisely in December, there was a picture that went viral on Twitter where someone was able to save up 365,000 naira from putting aside 1,000 naira every day for the entire year.
Inside the box.
Inside the box. The person broke the box and took a picture, or it went viral. Everybody was very inspired and wanted to save. So then people started to, there was even a hashtag, save 1,000 naira challenge. People wanted to save. There was someone who was even selling saving boxes on Twitter. And I approached the person and I actually ordered myself one. Because I wanted to save too. What we have today with our banks, banks give you an ATM card on your savings account. That doesn't really encourage you to save. Instead they actually want you to spend. So it's been very, very difficult trying to save with my regular bank account. Now, while I ordered the saving box, I thought about how this could be better. I knew that even if I got the saving box, it was going to be very difficult for me to remember to put in money inside every single day. Or at some point, maybe in month 3 or month 4, I would break the box and that would be the end of my savings for the year. So it wasn't very sustainable for me as a person. So spoke to my colleagues at the time, decided to create something for it, an automated version of it. Thank God we had a seamless payment processor at the time who was able to help us with the digitization of the whole process. So it was very interesting, and then we came up with a very simple website then it was just a very simple website that allowed you save every day. We didn't even have the weekly or monthly feature. It was we just wanted something that would help us save every day, so we built that thing, right? It was very simple. I spoke to the person who sold me the box, and he was very impressed. He signed up and he told all the people he sold boxes to, and that was literally how we started. And from there, we started telling them, okay, what do you guys want? You know, how do we make this better for you? And we're constantly listening to their feedback and improving on what, improving on the product in general.
Yes.
So it was basically user built. Like, we were not looking at any foreign startup to see how. I mean, we looked at to see how it's been done.
Okay.
But all the features on the platform today are very custom made to Nigerians and how they interpret.
Okay, just tell me about the features of the app today.
Okay.
Tell me the entire product features.
Okay. So we have 3 different types of savings.
Okay.
One is the periodic savings, which we call core savings. That is strictly bound by 4 withdrawal days. So you have access to your funds once every quarter.
Okay.
You can also choose to set your own withdrawal day. If you, however, want to withdraw before your set withdrawal day, we charge you 5% early withdrawal fee. We have the safe lock option, which is called fixed savings. So that is more like your fixed deposits or treasury bills type thing. It's more like a short-term investment account. We usually encourage people to lock their funds for at least 3 months using that, and you earn your interest upfront. So it's more like an investment feature on the app. The third one is the target savings, which we just recently launched. So target savings is once you hit your target, you withdraw your funds for free. So if you're saving for your rent, vacation, school fees, whatever it is, you can use that feature. And the most interesting part about that feature is you can actually do it in groups. So think about it like an automated agile. Exactly. So where you can call 5 of your friends, and you guys are saving 10,000 naira for 10 months. Right? At the end of 10 months, everyone gets 100,000 naira each. So no one is really going home with 100,000 naira in a month. No, I think that's so old school now. So it's more like everyone is trying to motivate everyone to actually hit their goal. So those are the 3 types of savings we have. On the core savings, you can do an automated savings, so you can automatically have your account debited daily, weekly, or monthly. You can select the day of the week, select the day of the month, select the time of the day. Is extremely flexible. Aside from the automatic deposit, you can also manually add funds using a quick save. So let's say you're on a 1,000 naira per day plan, and you have 10,000 naira lying down somewhere, and you really don't want to touch it. You just put it in. And the good thing about it is, for core savings, as the periodic savings, you earn 10%. So that is that accrues daily, but it's paid monthly. Okay,
10%.
10% annually per annum.
Okay.
But it accrues daily, but it's paid monthly.
Awesome.
Yeah. So for the fixed savings, we pay about 12.4% on that.
Whoa.
That's on the fixed savings. It's paid upfront. It's per annum. It's prorated according to the duration you set. Exactly. So for instance, if you're setting 3 months, that's going to be divided by 3.
Yes.
Or divided by 4 rather. That's about 3.1% thereabouts.
So is there a minimum amount or a maximum amount I can save on Piggybank?
Yes, so the minimum you can do daily is 100 naira. The minimum you can do weekly is 1,000 naira. And the minimum you can do monthly is 3,000.
The minimum,
the minimum, that's how much you can save. So I was going to talk about the target savings. The interest on target savings is paid daily. So you earn interest on that daily. So it's 10% too.
Awesome. 10%, that's very reasonable compared to, in fact, even T-bills offer
so T-bills offer between it depends on the market you're playing. If you're playing on the secondary market, you can get significantly lower, but because we are able to play in the primary market, and then we can actively invest more funds, we're able to earn. And
that brings me to how you guys, what is the need for you?
How we make money. Exactly. That's literally how we make money. So we're able to earn more when we invest, and then we split the interest we get with our users, and we earn the difference.
Okay, that means for you to actually be able to earn money via investing and making money from the interest, that means you need a
You need a
huge.
huge pool.
So, how has the response been? Has that been able to help you generate that huge pool?
Thankfully, we've had some experience building B2C products in the past. So we've been able to grow the customer base. So we're growing deposits faster than people are actually taking out their money. So it's been a consistent growth for the past 2.5 years.
Yes.
I would say.
So what's the numbers like?
Okay, so we have about 70,000 registered users. About 30,000 of them are active every month. We're able to help people save over 2.5 billion to date.
That's in 2 years?
Yeah, in 2.5 years. So let me put things in perspective. We started out in 2016. We helped people save just 21 million because it was just new.
Yeah.
Nobody could trust us. It was the same year of MMM. There was a lot of issues then. We were not even focused on the product 100%, to be very honest. But in 2017, we saw there was a huge potential, and then we decided to dedicate ourselves like 100% on the product. We were able to significantly grow deposits to about 700 million in 2017. That was a whopping 3,000% growth. And this year alone, I would say monthly we're doing almost 400 M every month now. So it's growing rapidly, and a lot of people are actually. So for us, it's more about how do you feel, or how does Piggybank make you feel after you've used the product? It's not just creating a shiny product, that works. It's what is the effect? Does it make you a better person? Does it make you plan better? Does it make you, for instance, if you want to buy a Cold Stone ice cream, do you think that it's better to put 1,000 naira first in your Piggybank account and buy something else? Then do you really need that ice cream? So it's more about the effect. How does it make the average millennial think about money? Because one of the problems we have as millennials is that we want things very fast. So we're quick to spend. Everything is quick. Before you know, you're going to the club, you're blowing money. So, but the thing is, with Piggybank, you're more financially responsible.
So have you? What have you seen about the trend of your demographics in terms of the people saving? Who do you see more in your data?
Okay, so we see more women. Women, generally are financially more responsible. They save better. I would say we're seeing that because of what we focused on, because of what our strategy was. So we looked at where can we find these women who potentially would save better, and we started running ads on Instagram in March of 2017, and we've seen significant. And women would easily tell a lot of people once something is working for them, they're just going to go and broadcast it to everybody. So it was an easier way to get word of mouth.
Yeah, marketing. Yeah.
You see most husbands come and say, "Oh, my wife told me about this and I signed up, or it's working well." So it's mostly wives, mothers, young girls spreading the word about the whole product.
So guys are not really.
Guys also do. No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but more
exactly.
women.
So we have people between the ages of 25 and 34. There's about 60% of them on the platform.
Interesting. So you haven't seen any 65 and above?
No, between the ages of 25 to 34, we have about 60% of them. But there are people who are obviously 60. We've seen cases of a grandmom saving for her grandchild on the platform. So it's very interesting to see how people are using things. For instance, like the automated Ajo feature.
Yes.
We're seeing an NGO use it to raise funds to donate sanitary pads to girls in the IDPs. We're seeing a school's alumni who are using it to save for their next event, or using it to just encourage the alumni to have a better savings culture. We're seeing even finance experts who are teaching people how to save and invest. So it's very interesting to see how people are using the kind of infrastructure we've built over the past 2.5 years.
Awesome. But this is great. Well, we shall go on a short break, and then when we come back, we continue the conversation.
Hi, my name is Kiki.
Sean Canterbury.
Deyemi Okolawon.
Je m'appelle Ufoma McDermott.
Ronke Odusoya.
Shion Wajaya.
And you're watching
Bounce.
To see a lot more.
Click here to subscribe, okay?
You're welcome back. We are still talking personal finance savings on this edition of Bounce Masterclass. So, Josh, running this business, one would have, you know how the payment system is, lots of regulations, and you know, the eyes of the authorities are always on where the money is. So what has been your experience?
Well, it's been a very difficult business to run, I must confess. It's not easy having to manage customers' expectations, to manage your payment processors, to manage bank downtimes, and all those things, because we're heavily dependent on the banks. For you to have a piggy bank account, you need to have a bank account, right? So there are some issues with, I would say, these are challenges anyways. So for instance, the banks might be down, someone is not able to make a payment at a particular period of time, you know, and then they think it's us, like, why can't you guys take our money? Or like, okay, it's really not our fault. I mean, we don't say that, but these are the challenges. But it's interesting, we started out in 2016 by partnering with the microfinance bank.
Okay.
We also moved to a commercial bank. And now, having raised $1.1 million in funding, we just acquired a microfinance bank in Lagos.
Awesome.
And it's licensed, called Gold Microfinance Bank. So,
so you guys are transitioning?
Yeah, so Piggybank.ng is pretty much a product of the microfinance bank, right? But one of the reasons why a lot of people use Piggybank.ng today is because we're bank agnostic. Right. What that means is that
doesn't matter
what bank you
bank
use,
with,
you can always use Piggybank.ng. So we're trying to keep the product as simple as that is, but it's very difficult to run in the sense that there are certain like the payments infrastructure sometimes could have issues.
Yes.
You'd have to manage the customer's expectation at that point in time. So it's a whole lot, but we try to do.
So you haven't really had any brush with the regulatory authorities, CBN and all that?
No. We have all that sorted out. Okay.
Oh.
So Piggybank, like I said, the product itself is a product of a microfinance bank, and that has been regulated by the CBN, and all funds insured by the NDIC. So it's pretty much stable.
Okay, let's go back to the Piggybank product itself.
Okay.
You know, we are talking about financial inclusion in Nigeria. So more than half of money circulating in Nigeria are outside the banking system. So how is this, what you're doing, you know, is it geared towards driving that financial inclusion?
Okay, so everyone is always shouting financial inclusion. Yeah. Well, I would say the people who are outside the banking system maybe cannot afford to have a bank account. Because what does it mean to have a bank account? What those people need is actually access to credit. Do you understand? So what we're doing is working with people who provide loans to the bottom of the pyramid. Do you understand? So there are people who have perfected the act of giving out loans to your normal market women, people who get keke.
Bank accounts or not?
No, just loans, pretty much. Do you understand? So they give out these loans in groups. Do you understand? They have an association without a bank account. So that's how we play. Do you understand? But I would say what we're doing, you know, on the surface,
yes,
we're pretty much trying to unbank the banks, actually.
That's scary. CBN wouldn't want to hear that. With their 2020 financial inclusion target at jeopardy, they wouldn't like to hear that at all.
I understand that, but it's very interesting because I mean you still have to have a bank account. I mean it's just surface stuff, right? So people are having, you know, alternative methods of making their payments, making their savings, and the reason is because of the customer experience, right? So what the fintechs are doing is leveraging what the customer really wants from a bank, the kind of experience, kind of seamless experience the every customer wants from a bank, and riding on top of that and still using the bank's infrastructure, right, to provide that service to the consumer. So it's pretty much an entire value chain that, you know, every single person plays a very important role.
So you mentioned that you guys are building something for students already. Isn't that part of?
Okay, so we have is a CSR initiative
Yes.
where we're actually working with the bank on that, supported by a bank. You'll be hearing more about it very soon, where we're actually donating actual piggy banks to young pupils in primary schools so that they can actually imbibe the culture of saving from when they're small, and then hopefully when they grow up, they get to use piggy bank.
Catching them young.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then someone mentioned about the charges for early withdrawal. He wants you to create something specific for people who would like to make early withdrawals. Is it something that's feasible or something?
So my own take is, first of all, I think your emergency funds should be in your bank account. That's one. Also, the whole idea of piggybank.ng is to help you save. So if we create an avenue where you're able to take out monies without any penalties, then that totally defeats the entire purpose of saving. It's almost just like your regular bank account, because then you can put money in and take it out whenever you feel like, no penalties, no repercussions. So at the end of the day, you're not better off. So piggy bank teaches you delayed gratification. It's okay, this thing is happening right now, but do you absolutely need to touch your savings for it? Right? Or do you have something else that you can easily go to? So that's why we encourage people to put aside what you can leave for a long period of time, because you're better off at the end of the day. But taking the feedback, I think we're going to sit back and look at how we can work around the product again, to know how we can help people who are using piggy bank for emergency savings.
So what percentage of your revenue has come from penalty charges?
Very little. It's
So-
very like less than 10%.
So that means you have very disciplined users.
That's the whole purpose. We're able to retain more money on the platform because people are more disciplined. So you find out that, okay, you're withdrawing this money now, but you really don't need to withdraw this money now. So in 2-3 months, you actually still have that money with a little bit of interest, which you're better off for than if you don't have anything like piggybank.ng and then you just have access to your funds and you're just taking it out, however you like. So it's really not saving. So people are more disciplined on the platform. So one of the things we sell, or one of our value propositions, is the discipline. That's aside the convenience, aside the simplicity, aside the flexibility, it's discipline.
So, and then in rounding up, I will ask you this question that is close to my heart, really. If I decide to have that long-term savings on Piggybank and targeting like 5M, for instance, in 4 or 5 years, and suddenly I answer the call, God forbid.
Yeah.
One never knows when he will die or something. So what happens to my money?
So, we already thought about that, and we provided an option to include your next of kin on the platform, like every standard bank account procedure, right? So you include your next of kin, details with your email address, full name, and phone number. So in any case of eventuality like that, we're able to transfer the funds to that person because you've said so. So we always encourage people to update their next of kin on their accounts. It's part of the settings.
But even in regular banks, it's not always that simple to walk in and say I am next of kin.
And so it depends.
Is it going to be different with Piggybank?
So it depends. So we'll do our due diligence, obviously, try to find, we would obviously have to confirm that, okay, this person is absolutely dead, right? And then obviously if you're next in line, then it makes no sense once we've done our due diligence to hold on to your funds because maybe the person didn't feel that. But we're always going to be proactive to tell you to do that. But in any case, we'll still run our due diligence and ensure that, okay.
So there won't be any need to go get a lawyer and all that.
No.
Awesome. And then before I let you go, let's talk about savings tips for young people.
Okay, there's this one that I really like a lot. It's so every day right? Your account balance can read. Let's say I'll use someone that has 50K. So let's say your balance reads, 49,375 naira at the end of the day. What you can do is take out that 375 naira and put in your Piggybank account, and you have 49,000. That way, it's called zeroing your balance every day. So that way, it's how when you have 49,000 something in your head, you actually have just 49,000. That's small. It's just very tiny. So you think about it, like when you're putting that almost every day into your Piggybank account, you will not really feel it, because to you, you're just zeroing your balance every day. So if you try that over a period of time, you'd notice that you would have saved up a whole lot. Also, another thing again is, it's always very important to plan. To plan your savings, right? Savings is very difficult, but what we're trying to do is make it easy for you, right? But it's always important to plan your savings. Let's say you earn 100K every month, right? Always think about your expenses within that bracket. Don't try to live above your means. Don't try to. I'm always weary about people taking loans every now and then, right? When you're in debt for so long, it's not very good for your financial health. So always plan according to what you earn. I know the country is hard and everything, but I've also noticed that a lot of people are always trying to just show off, right? Always try to live within your means. It's very, very important, and that would actually help you live a better financial life.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Josh, for making out to talk to us.
Thanks.
It was really insightful. And that's about the size of our package today. I hope this will encourage you to save and download the Piggybank app and start savings. Do join us next time for an interesting edition. You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Bounce News Nigeria, and on Twitter at Bounce News NG. You can also click the subscribe button on YouTube, so we'll let you know when another edition of Bounce Masterclass is ready. Thank you for watching.
Yo, what up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your favorite boy, Amo Shine.
Yeah, Mr. Song is the kingmaker.
If we're not that.
Leo the Silver.
Fanika.
Angel.
Always
download
Bounce News.
Bounce News.
Bounce News app from
The Google Play Store.
and the Apple Store.
It's fun.
Keep bouncing.